What's up, guys? It's your favorite Sherman Oaks realtor, Alan Taylor with the Alan Taylor Real Estate Group at Compass, and welcome to another edition of Flip It for Market. All right, guys, so here we are at our newest listing. We're so excited about this one. This is in the Hidden Woods section of Sherman Oaks, California. We're just east of Fulton, just west of Coldwater, just south of Magnolia, and just north of Riverside. This pocket that's north of Addison to Magnolia was developed in the 1950s by William Mellentine. William Mellentine is one of the most prolific builder of mid-century ranch homes in the San Fernando Valley, built thousands of these houses. As you can see already behind me, some of the detail and the architecture, which we're gonna go through. This is Anywhere USA. Another great feature of this particular neighborhood is the way the streets are laid out. There's only 3 entrances into this pocket, so it's really quiet. The only people that drive through here are lost and live here. For the most part, they all have the same super character-rich front facades. They're tree-lined streets. They do block parties, 4th of July parade. I mean, Halloween trick-or-treating. I mean, this is the neighborhood that you want to be in. This is an entry-level home. It's going to be priced somewhere in the neighborhood of 1.5 to 1.6. It's going to be coming to market in the spring. And basically, we've been hired by the seller to come in because what we do is we restore mid-century ranch homes. That is basically the #1 thing that we do. We go into these houses, these William Mellentine or ranch houses that are being that have been lived in for a very long time, and we restore them from market because people love these houses. They love the architecture, the charm, and the detail. Yes, they're built in the 1950s. The front facades are timeless. The interiors you can remodel and redesign and do whatever it is that you want to do. The charm and the vibe of this neighborhood is so irreplaceable. So, and I think people get that. You know, it's unfortunate that, you know, a lot of these houses do get torn down, but most of the time, it's because the condition of the home is such that it just doesn't make sense to kind of finish it up. But a lot of these houses are right on the borderline, right? We've got about a $100 to $150, maybe $200,000 spread between what a builder will pay and what an owner user would pay if the house is cleaned up. And you can spend, you know, $40,000 and paint, sand floors, really just restore the finishes of the inside of the house. And then it feels good and new on the inside, and people love it. They'll remodel the bathrooms and kitchens down the road, but just that little small investment to restore these houses, the buyers go crazy for it, and the price gets driven way higher than a builder would pay for the lot. It's not so much about saving, it's just really about money, right? At the end of the day, you can make so much more money through the sale of your house if you just put a little bit of love into it and make the space look great. So anyways, that's kind of what we do. It's time for our seller to relocate. So what we do is we come in, so Compass has a program called Concierge. It's a $40,000 loan. It's interest-free. Once the listing gets signed, Compass sends you a credit card with $40,000. You can also ACH the money into your account and pay whatever vendor you want to do whatever you want to the house. Most of the time, we take over the renovation of the house. We have our own interior designers, our own contractors. We sort of have an eye, we have our stagers, so we know what works. In this particular case, we brought the designer in and I walked the house and we gave some ideas on what we're gonna do. And she's gonna take that $40,000, do her thing to the house and create a more marketable space that's gonna help her sell the house for more money so that she can get those proceeds, which she has worked so hard to build. The equity in these houses is, for most people, all the money that they have. So we want to make sure we make the house look great for the market. All right, guys, so enough of the backstory. Here we are here again at this fantastic Mellentine house. I'm going to show you some detail on why everybody loves these houses. So the very first thing you're going to notice, of course, is the cupola above the garage. These are the bird houses. This is classic William Mellentine architecture. Even has the spindle on the top. Again, this is a 1950s architectural detail. Who knows if it's Robert Bird didn't invent it, Mellentine didn't invent it. I mean, this goes back to, you know, back in England in the 17th, 18th century, but just really beautiful, cool, different, unique architecture. The next feature are the windows in these houses. The windows on the front of the house usually all are diamond paned or very large and floor to ceiling. So Mellentine realized that when he built and designed these houses, that bringing the outside in and a lot of natural light was something that made people feel really good inside their spaces. So check out the windows over here. Look at the front windows. This is a front bedroom over here on the right, and you've got the diamond pane windows. And then to the left of the front door, as you can see, you've got look how big that window is. It goes almost all the way from the ground all the way to the top. So when you're inside that room and you look out, you see nothing but like trees and beauty and greenery. It's really just great architecture and smart design. So more about the front of the house. We're not gonna have to do a whole lot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna time this for a spring launch, right? So maybe a couple more months from now. It's late January right now. We'll come to market in a couple months, maybe around April, right when the flowers are blooming. Check out the landscaping. There is beautiful landscaping. We've got the flagstone steps to the front of the house on both sides and by the garage. You've got beautiful landscaping. This will come back. We'll get a landscaper over here. We'll give it a little bit of a pruning. Beautiful tree here. We got a crepe myrtle over there. Couldn't pay to landscape this any better than it's already landscaped. It's just a matter of waiting until it's the right time for it to come out. So that's our plan and that's our strategy. And I think it's gonna work really, really well. All right, guys, so back to the curb appeal. The $40,000 budget that Compass has can go pretty fast on the inside, right? Depending on what you do to the house. If there's a little extra money, one of the things that we like to do is to give the exterior of the house a fresh coat of paint. Like a nice modern color, and there's usually 3, 4, or 5 blends of colors, can really make the house stand out. The windows we leave, okay? Sometimes we need to sand, sometimes we need to come over here and sand down some of the sills. We take the window screens off. We obviously give the windows a really good cleaning, but the paint for the most part is usually in good shape. It's just got perhaps a little bit of dirt or cobwebs. So we pressure wash the house, give it a really good car wash, if you will, and leave all that. All right, guys, that's it for the curb appeal. Let's go inside this house, talk about all the detail and charm and stuff we're gonna do. Come on, let's go inside. All right, guys, so here we are in the front entry of the house. All of the Melantines have this really nice little entry, and the first thing you're gonna notice when you look down is you see beautiful oak flooring straight from the 1950s. It's oak, it's hardwood, it's beautiful, it's timeless. These are raised foundations. The wood is solid. They can sand and refinish the floors to make it any color that you want, but it's just a beautiful finish. And of course, as you can see, it flows right on into the living room. Come on inside. All right, guys, so here we are in everybody's favorite room in these Melantine houses. This is the classic living room. This is the floor plan where the living room is in the back. Melantine has a couple different versions where the living room and the dining room are in the front, and then they've got the den in the back. This one has the den in the front with the living room in the back. This is my favorite layout because this is the largest amount of square footage in the home that's all open to one another, that flows directly out to the outside, and you'll see how the kitchen connects as well. But take a look at this incredible room. The first thing you're gonna notice is these beautiful high open beam wood ceilings. You can do a variety of things. These have been painted white. There's nothing wrong with painting the wood white. In fact, I'm an advocate of painting some of the paneling white. All the paneling in these Melantines was original knotty pine, so it's a darker and a rich wood, but I think lightening it creates a more inviting space. You can sandblast, can strip the paint off, you can create a more natural look. There's really no right or wrong way to do it. I just love the fact that you've got these high ceilings. Number 2 favorite part of this is check out the floor to ceiling windows. I mean, look at the height between the top part here and the bottom part of the window. It almost feels like the whole entire wall is just a window. So all you do is you look out to the outside and you see your whole entire yard. Literally from this wall over here, this is the hallway over here that goes to the primary, all the way to the wall on the other side of the house is just walls of glass with the exception of that one little spot. So it just feels like, you know, you're in the back of the house, you got all the privacy that you want, but the outside is part of the inside. It's such a cool spot to live in. Compared to others that have lots of walls and less windows, the whole thing feels like you're in a window looking outside, and I just love that about these homes. This is classic here, so this is our back-to-back wood-burning fireplace. Depending on the Melantine design, there are fireplaces on the den and in the living room. Check out the wood detail and the millwork here around the fireplace. I mean, this is insane. With the built-in and the bookcase over here, This is all incredibly rich detail that you only saw in the 50s in really expensive houses, like in Bel Air or Beverly Hills. Mellentine saw this ability to create this richness in his little rustic ranch homes, and he did such a great job. So what we're gonna do with Concierge is we're going to help the client make each space look its best, right? So fresh coat of paint is probably step number one. So we're gonna put a fresh coat of paint on all the walls. Lighting is between fresh coat of paint and the floors being in good condition, which these are. There's really not much work that we need to do to these floors because they're in really good shape, is lighting. So we'll probably keep the tracks and just maybe add a couple more bulbs. And then what we're gonna do is we're going to organize the furnishings to make sure that each space has just the right amount of furniture. So the goal, is to take a 1,700 square foot house and make it feel like it's 2,000, right? And how do you do that, right? So you pull some pieces out, you perhaps bring in a few pieces, but you make each space feel nice and wide open to make it look and feel a little bit better. All right, guys, so here we are in the dining room of this beautiful house. Again, check out the millwork and the detail. Look at these pillars right here, these little corbel scapula looking things. This is all original 1950s Mellentine architecture. Everybody loves it. So obviously gonna keep all of that. This was upgraded here. This actually probably was knocked out. There would have been originally, most likely, this would have been wall and there would have been just a door to the outside, but this is a really nice upgrade that people have already done. My client already did it. So a big sliding door to the outside. Lighting is also a really big and important thing. We talked about that already. I really like this lighting. It's super cool. And of course, you've got the little recessed lights. Sometimes what we do is we change out the older recessed lights with the retrofit LEDs just to create a little more modern look. They're like 25 bucks a piece. It costs almost nothing. So these small little tweaks make a huge difference. Chandeliers, believe it or not, we can get them on Amazon. Like those little black wired looking ones, they look so good and so modern and so rich, and people love them. And then you get that juxtaposition between the old 50s character with that modernness, and people go crazy. Okay guys, so here we are in the kitchen of these 1950s Mellentine houses. They're galley style kitchens. Our particular budget isn't going to allow us to make any significant modifications, but I will tell you what can be done. Obviously, this has got the original eat-in area, so you can see how the original countertop comes in. All of them are like that. It's really classic Mellentine. And what that did is it allowed for this space to have, an eat-in breakfast area. But what a lot of people do is they take the wall down that's in between the dining room and the kitchen, which then makes that basically the multi-purpose, the dining room, the breakfast table, all in one, creating more space for the kitchen to be expanded. Again, a beautiful picture window. You're looking right out at greenery. This window could actually be made, a little bit smaller, and then you can run the counter. There's so much that you can do in these houses, but with our budget, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. One of the things that we do, again, everything is about trying to make selections on a budget that make a difference. So cleanliness, hardware, fresh paint. If you don't have the budget to remodel a kitchen and change cabinetry and all that kind of stuff, you can make little tweaks. So come on inside. So this is the original tile. I actually think these edges here were added at some point. Mellentine did a lot of like pinks and beiges and maroons and greens. He was just really cool with his tile. But anyway, so here, these are original 1950s cabinetry. We have some very cool hardware that matches this blue. And again, there's so much that we can do. Believe it or not, some of this tile can actually be painted and the hardware could be changed to spiff it up. It'll be interesting to see what the homeowner and the designer come up with, but those are just small areas that you can improve. You have the glass blocks in the kitchen. Check out this beautiful, again, very large window right in front of the kitchen sink that brings the outside in. It's so lovely and charming. It just brings so much light in. It just makes you happy. Hey guys, so we're back here at the house. We're about 50% of the way through. For continuity purposes, my videographer made me wear the same shirt. Let me just talk about real quickly what we've done so far. Again, using the Compass Concierge, we are getting this house ready for sale. So of course, grass, the front lawn is so important. We want to make sure it's nice and green, so we've aerified it and we've seeded it. Over here in the planters, we've got bark mulch wood chips. This is very important because what it does is it just gives that pop of color and just kind of fills it all in and makes it feel finished. We have painted the outside of the house, the exterior, gave it a fresh kind of a taupey color that's just nice and clean and simple and neutral, and everybody seems to love that one. Let's go inside and we'll show you some of the stuff that we've done inside. Come on, let's take a look. So here we are in the living room, and we're about 50% of the way done. And what we're trying to do here is restore the original architecture, make it a little bit fresher and modern for today's buyer, but keep the original architecture the same and just restore it for the market. So check out all the detail molding throughout. We've got that going in a little creamier color, and then we got the nice fresh walls. And then what we do is we take all the seller's owner's furnishings and we organize it perfectly. Some pieces will move out, extra pieces we may bring in, and we tie it all together with the fireplace and the windows, and we create just a magical feeling when people walk into this house. That's it for the living room. Let's take a look at the backyard. All right, guys, step outside into the backyard. Let us tell you what we're doing here. Same idea with the backyard. This is a beautiful lot. As you can see, there's great trees around, beautiful landscaping, flowers, color, all that kind of stuff. So we just want to tie it all together with the grass. So same idea, aerify, seed, water. We're doing this early in the year. When it comes to spring, we're timed just right and everything's looking beautiful. As you can see, we also have the garden shed. We painted it the same color to match the house to tie it all in together. This awning here was old and ripped, so we replaced it. Now you've got an outdoor room here, an outdoor room there, which accentuates the square footage and the way people feel about the property. And now you've got this magical garden here in the backyard. People are going to love it. Thanks for watching. This home is coming to market soon. If you'd like to see this property in person or learn more info, give us a call at 818-217-1767. And don't forget to like or subscribe for more coming soon content. And please forward to anyone you think might be interested. See you soon.